Good morning and welcome to the morning edition of MBC News with me, Evelis Chingambi. Coming up.
President Chakwera reiterates his government's commitment to ensuring that all corners of the country develop. A train carrying fuel arrives at Nokma Depot in Lilongwe after a 21-year break. And unofficial results show that an MCP candidate and an independent contestant have won local by-elections held in Mansa Ward in Mangochi and Chilaweni Ward in Blantyre, respectively.
Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. President Chakwera has reiterated his government's commitment to ensuring that all corners of the country are developed. Dr. Chakwera was speaking in Machinga after inspecting a number of development projects in the district. Kumbugani Piri was there and she now reports.
President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera's working visit on Tuesday to Machinga district started at Mlooka Irrigation Solar-Powered Scheme in Zomwe district. The president was taken on a number of visits to some key areas on the scheme, the reservoir, the intake, and he also interacted with some farmers. The president was visibly impressed with what is happening at Mlooka Solar-Powered Irrigation Scheme, after which the president then visited Mtaja Health Center, which is undergoing upgrading works. Mtaja Health Center will soon become a community rural hospital. The Minister of Health says the hospital is catering to over 66,000 people. As such, it needed this upgrade. The minister then said the funds for the upgrading works in the first phase have been made available by Press Trust. The president then proceeded to switch on electricity at Joho Trading Center just after Msanama Trading Center in Machinga district. The switching on of the electricity at Joho Trading Center signifies another dimension in terms of development for the area. Marab Phase 9 targets almost 460 trading centers across the country, and Joho is one of them. President Chakwera then proceeded to Nanyumbu headquarters, which is Paramount Chief Kawinga's headquarters in Machinga district. There, the president met in camera with traditional leaders from Machinga district. The president then described the talks as fruitful and said chiefs were willing to work with government. Finally, the president interacted with people that were gathered at Nanyumbu Trading Center, where he underscored his government's commitment towards development. He said government was eager to ensure that Malawians are in a better place in terms of food security, in terms of health, and he also encouraged parents to send their children to school. For MBC News in Machinga, I'm Kumbugani Piri.
Vice President Dr. Michael Osi has expressed sadness over delays to complete the rehabilitation of the Blantyre Cultural Center. Dr. Osi said this when he toured the facility in Blantyre. Timothy Gateta has the details.
Yes. We want the fight, but if we are not careful, we are going to lose the battle. The reasons being selfishness. Everyone wants to be a leader.
Once a popular joint of entertainment and formerly known as the French Cultural Center, the facility has remained idle for close to 13 years now. This has denied fun seekers from Blantyre and surrounding areas an opportunity of being provided with a much-needed entertainment through arts. Speaking after touring the structure, the Vice President described the snail's pace in the rehabilitation works as unacceptable.
It is disappointing that this facility has taken this long before completion. So I wanted to appreciate the challenges that they are facing. We have discussed and we have agreed on the way forward. Just to mention that, the loud attitude, laissez-faire attitude, we'll do it tomorrow attitude, tomorrow will come. This attitude must stop. These projects are for Malawians. Look at the youth in Blantyre. Where do they go on weekends for entertainment? After studying very hard at the Mubas, studying very hard elsewhere, toiling during the week, you want to at least take, a break and entertain and enjoy life but there's nowhere to go. So it's like people are always under stress. Where do they get stress-free areas? It's here.
He therefore added that, as government, they would always be pushing for coordination amongst all key public offices to ensure timely completion of various development projects for the benefit of the citizenry.
We are working as a team. It is not to look at the PS, the engineer, and all those to say, look at them. We are a team. It's not a way to blame on the problem, to dwell on the problem. Let's dwell on the solution. That's why we came here, to agree on the solution. But you can't get to the solution if you have not critically analyzed, diagnosed the problem. And that's exactly what we are doing today. 4 months from now, it will be officially opened. So that's the desired future. That's what we are looking up to.
Top on the list for entertainment at the facility has been drama, with well-known groups entertaining patrons at this popular place.
And we feel that we people from the south, we can make better leaders.
Were you alone in voting? Didn't people from the center and north vote?
Timothy Kateta, MBC News, Blantyre.
Political analysts have advised the UTM party leadership to rally behind their leader, Dr. Michael Usi, and move towards the party's convention if the party is to remain united. This comes after the party's Secretary General, Patricia Kaliati, welcomed former Reserve Bank Governor Dalito Kabambe into the party. Analysts believe that Kabambe, who until last week had ambitions to contest at the Democratic Progressive Party DPP convention, is joining UTM to materialize his ambitions of leading the party. Renowned political analyst Humphrey Vula says Kabambe's defection into the UTM will divide the party further. These are also the views of Chimwe Matiti, political analyst with Mubas in Blantyre.
Some quarters of the party or some members in the party announcing, for example, UTM departure from the Tonsi Alliance, but at the same time you have some members of the same party, especially those that hold government positions, announcing that they can't resign from their positions and they don't recognize whatever decision the UTM has made. So from that background, it is clear that internal organization is lacking in the party, and if there was any sanity in trying to move forward among the leadership holders within that political party, I think it was a matter of ensuring that they rally behind their current leader, and if anything, think about changing positions and whatsoever in a legally acceptable manner, a legitimate manner, which would be through a convention.
The Ministry of Health says it is concerned with an increase in mental health cases that lead to suicide in the country. Director of Curative and Medical Rehabilitation on Mental Health and Non-Communicable Diseases in the ministry, Dr. Jonathan Chiwanda, said this in Lilongwe during a meeting of mental health stakeholders which was organized by Global Health Corps. Dr. Chiwanda said about 281 people have committed suicide the first half of this year. Petrus Mape reports.
The Ministry of Health says the country has experienced a sharp increase in mental health cases over the past 4 years. The ministry has attributed the rise to crises, socio-economic challenges, substance abuse, as well as pandemics, among others. The meeting has therefore brought together stakeholders in mental health to assess how they are implementing the mental health strategy, build momentum, and strengthen their collaboration and address underlying issues. According to Director of Curative and Medical Rehabilitation on Mental Health and Non-Communicable Diseases in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Jonathan Chiwanda, there is need for all those involved to get organized and increase efforts on raising awareness.
2019, maybe were 119 cases that were registered. In 2020, we are less about 280 and 291 and 296 in the previous year. The last year, from January to December, we are around 527 cases. And so far, from January up to June this year, like mid of the year, we're already hitting 281. So as a country, as a ministry, we are indeed worried in terms of high rise of suicide cases, but we are vigilant, and that's why we are here to provide leadership in terms of how we can curb in terms of reduction of suicide cases.
Country Director for Global Health Corps, Simon Simkoko, says mental health affects communities, and he is optimistic that the stakeholders will share expertise, skills, resources, best practices, and strengthen collaboration in order to deal with mental health issues effectively.
Our focus is to make sure they're able to collaborate, they're able to share resources, expertise, so that by the end of the day we are able to make, some impact in our communities. So we believe by the end of this session, our organization will be able to network, share expertise, as well as resources, so that as we continue having this program around mental health, we are able to have very focused and impactful initiatives.
The meeting has taken place with funding from Global Health Corps. Beatrice Mwabe, MBC News, Lero.
The first block train carrying fuel has arrived at National Oil Company of Malawi, Nokma Depot in Lilongwe after a 21-year break. The train, which is operated by Central East Africa Nakala Logistics, carried 640,800 litres of fuel from Nakala in Mozambique. Peter Smape witnessed this historic event and has filed this report.
The coming of the train to Malawi symbolizes a new dawn in as far as the importation of fuel is concerned. After 21 years of importing fuel through road transport, Malawi will now start importing fuel through rail. The inaugural train, which has 16 train wagons with a capacity of 40,000 litres each, carried a total of 640,000 litres of fuel. Going forward, the country will be procuring about 1,800,000 litres of the commodity through rail system, and it will take just 36 hours to transfer it from Nakala to Blantyre and 48 hours from Nakala to Lilongwe. Speaking during the commissioning of the train, Minister of Energy Ibrahim Matola says this development means that Malawi will reduce the time and costs of bringing fuel into the country, while at the same time ensuring that the country has constant supply of fuel, a thing which is crucial for development.
Bringing 16 wagons, which we can multiply or add, will make 32 tankers. Because each wagon carries the volume of 2 tankers. So there is also a benefit of time, but also a lot of volumes at a goal to the fuel reserves.
For his part, Minister of Trade, Sosted Gwengwe, says the development will help to reduce some of the challenges which this landlocked country has been facing. He also says the private sector will benefit a lot from rail transportation since cost of production of goods will be low.
The more connected all these places will be, we believe that cost of production should start coming down, and that should be passed on to consumers because our industries will now be able to produce in a more affordable manner than before.
Board chairperson of Nokma, who is also chief secretary to the government, Colleen Zamba, says this is part of President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera's transformation agenda to make the country self-sufficient.
Actually, if they were to be able to kill the agenda, we wouldn't have this result today. This just demonstrates how determined. If you recall, Honorable Minister of Trade there said Dr. Chakwera is a silent performer. But this demonstrates his dedication, passion, determination to ensure that there's delivery. This is why the word broken systems that are rebuilding, because once you have systems now being rebuilt, you have correct people, right people in right places with systems developed.
Meanwhile, General Manager for Nakala Logistics, Chandra Mahon Singh, says they are committed to helping the country in transportation of goods. He says currently they are also rehabilitating the Kanengo-Nchinji-Zambia railway line, and it will be operational by October this year.
This is the first time we are delivering it here at the Kanengo. We are having at present capacity to transport 20 million litres. We have already signed the contract with the Nokma. going to be transport 16 million litre. Like it is mentioned by the CEO, Mr. Kiliman, that 30% fuel has to be going to be that at Nakala.
The Malawi government partnered with Nakala Logistics to rehabilitate the country's rail system. NOCMA intends to increase its capacity of importing fuel through rail.
Patrick Dambola reading that report filed by Patrice Mape. You are watching MBC News and you're with me, Evelis Chingambi. Remember, you can access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top left corner of your TV screen.
President Jaguera reiterates his government's commitment to ensuring that all corners of the country develop. A train carrying fuel arrives at Nokma Depot in Lilongwe after a 21-year break. And unofficial results show that an MCP candidate and an independent contestant have won local by-elections held in Mansa Ward in Mangochi and Chilaweni Ward in Blantyre, respectively.
Welcome back. Unofficial results in the local government by-election for Mansa Ward, Mangochi North-East constituency shows that candidate for Malawi Congress Party MCP Stuart Manse has won the seat. According to the unofficial results, Manse has won the seat after scooping 1,073 votes ahead of Democratic Progressive Party DPP candidate Adam Kida, who has managed to get 493 votes. In the by-election, United Democratic Front UDF candidate Asam Dixon Mbwana is coming third after collecting 476 votes, followed by People's Development Party candidate Liana Bridget Teddy with 57 votes, while Umodzi Party UP candidate Andala Sonimadi has managed to get 17 votes. In Chilaweni Ward in Blantyre, independent candidate Maxwell Chibililo Piri has carried the day. Unofficial results from the ward show Piri has amassed 1,882 votes. United Democratic Front candidate Anthony Mitambo is trailing with 635 votes. Ruben Lungu of Democratic Progressive Party DPP has scored 467 votes. People's Development Party Ted Kaliati has collected 392 votes. Independent candidate George Chuluma has managed to get 203 votes. Malawi Congress Party candidate Bernard Ndeche has scored 142. Lusungu Kasonya of Leadership with Compassion Party LCP got 54, while Molira Bera of Muvi Wachilungamo Revolutionary Party candidate has managed to get 40 votes, and Alan Chigomo of Umodzi Party has managed to get 32 votes. The Malawi Electoral Commission, MEC, will officially announce the results today, 24th July. Construction of the Area 50 Senti Jenijeni Mchiti Road in Lilongwe City Centre constituency has raised expectations among people, saying it will boost business activities in the area. The people say they expect the contractor to improve the standard of works, as the road that was previously done on the same stretch lasted not more than 2 years. Maesoji Kadzula visited the site and he now reports.
Construction of the Area 50 Jenijeni Mchiti Road has excited a cross-section of people who live along the stretch, including business persons. The road was first constructed by previous government, but never lasted due to poor workmanship and lack of supervision. Some of the people interviewed said their businesses were being affected as the road was being shunned.
We have received this development because it did not last after the previous regime constructed. We thank government for starting the reconstruction of this road.
We thank government for coming up with the new road construction. We thank government for this will help us in our businesses.
Shira Mpoya, site engineer for Deck Construction, said people should expect high quality workmanship. She said the company will construct a drainage system which will help the road last long.
just because of the failures that were there. Some of those areas, it's like there were waterboard pipes, which some of them we have managed to transfer them to other places where they can be suitable for the road not to also fail when we do it. So people should expect a good road from us, because we will really make sure that we will give them the best of what we know.
Parliamentarian for Lilongwe City Center, Alfred Gia, hailed President Lazarus Chakwera for ensuring the reconstruction of the road. He said it is pleasing that government is constructing durable roads after people in the area suffered due to poor workmanship on this road.
This has been long overdue, because people have been complaining much about the status quo of the road. It has been full of potholes, and we might even say dam holes all along this road. Now, after people complained much, city has come in, and after talking to the leadership of this country, including the president of this country, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, instructed that, okay, this road is of paramount importance and we need to rehabilitate it. So it's a reconstruction, because each and every section which has been damaged, it will be rehabilitated, and we will have a drainage system.
The area 50% Chenjenin Road is expected to be completed in the next 2 months at a cost of 1.7 billion kwacha. Mayesoji Kadzula, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament has given 30 days to the Ministry of Natural Resources and Climate Change to ensure that it sorts out 18 complainants who are supposed to be paid as determined by the Office of the Ombudsman. This was the outcome of a meeting between the committee and the ministry. According to chairperson of the committee, Peter Dimba, some cases have taken as long as 4 years without being sorted out. From Lilongwe, Patrick Dambola reports.
According to Chairperson of Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament, Peter Dimba, it was necessary to meet officials from the ministry because there are issues which the ministry had to respond to. The major issue which the committee pursued was to get answers as to why the ministry has failed to comply with about 18 determinations of the Office of the Ombudsman. Among the determinations are issues to do with salary arrears and payments of compensations. In some cases, it has taken up to 4 years without compliance from the ministry after the Office of the Ombudsman made its determinations. The committee has since given the ministry 30 days to sort out the files of complainants which have been lying idle for some time. Dimba said his committee will make sure that all complainants have been assisted accordingly.
Yes, we have actually offered ourselves to say we will, together with them, pursue the files that have been lying at the Office of the Auditor General, because they are saying for the past 4 years the files have been with the Auditor General, and as a committee we will be convening a meeting with the Auditor General as well as the Accountant General to find out as to why these files have been there for all these years.
Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Natural Resources, Richard Beregamoyo, said among the problems that have been causing delays to comply with the determinations of the Ombudsman are missing files. He said from now onwards, they will ensure that all such things are sorted out.
The take-home message for the ministry is that for those issues that are outstanding, we have to make sure that we comply with the determinations, and timelines have been set, after which we are going to come back and report on progress made. For some, it's about a month. For those that were already processed and waiting for other officers to do their part, the committee has taken it upon itself that it's going to liaise with those departments.
The Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament is holding a series of meetings with various stakeholders in an effort to follow up on various issues that have a direct impact on Malawians. Patrick Dambula, MPC News, Lilongwe.
Moving on to sports. The Amazon Group Limited has committed to a one-year Football Cup sponsorship for the Blantyre District Football Committee, valued at 10 million kwacha. The tournament will be named the Tambala Super Cup. Details in this report.
Announcing the news in Blantyre, the company's managing director, Moses Kunkuyu, who is also the information minister, said the company is dedicated to the development of football at large.
we're looking at avenues of growing this fund so that it can reach a wider area, but also increase the monies that will be involved in it. We believe that this will make an impact on the development of football, especially in the remote parts of Blantyre, but also developing the minds of the people that are associated with football. These days, football has gone beyond just being an entertaining sport being played on the football pitch, but it's being played in the heads. Footballers that do not use their heads today are not good footballers. Supporters that do not engage in critical thinking, they cannot analyze the match and place their bets properly and support productively their teams. Coaches and referees that do not engage in critical thinking cannot make decisions that really develop the sport. So we believe if we can emulate the thinking spirit, the critical thinking spirit that footballers or those associated with football are engaging, apply that to our daily lives.
Southern Region Football Association Committee Chairperson Raphael Humba hailed the company for its kind gesture.
As Southern Football Association, this is what we have been planning of, and this is just a start. We have started with the Blantyre. We'll be going to that other district to make sure that in the district they should not only play Castello or Farm Cup, they must have another cup. So we are very, very happy, and we are most sincerely thank the Honourable Minister. Once we approached him, he responded positively, as we have seen, and he has gone into history of football in the Southern Region to be the first sponsor, sponsoring to the tune of 10 million kwacha at this level.
Vetambala Super Cup, which is set to be launched on 4th of next month, will be played from August to December, in line with the local football calendar.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. A reminder of our top stories.
President Jaguera reiterates his government's commitment to ensuring that all corners of the country develop. A train carrying fuel arrives at Nokma Depot in Lilongwe after a 21-year break. And unofficial results show that an MCP candidate and an independent contestant have won local by-elections held in Mansa Ward in Mangochi and Chilaweni Ward in Blantyre, respectively.
For more on these and other stories, follow MBC Digital on Facebook, Instagram and X, and also our website mbc.mw. Remember, you can access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top left corner of your TV screen. I am Evelyn Stingambe. Thanks for watching and bye for now.